an LPG crisis, it is not a crisis, but it's a structural dependency problem. It's a structural dependency problem of the country. Now India imports majority of its LPG, LNG, which means our cooking fuel prices are ultimately decided by what? They're decided by global markets. They're decided by the shipping routes. They are decided by the geopolitical tensions. So as long as India's kitchen's fuel dependency is dependent upon the global commodity markets, this volatility is inevitable. You cannot do anything about it. Now we also speak a lot about this energy security, but it is difficult to claim energy security when the fuel used in millions of kitchens is imported. A country of India's scale cannot build its cooking fuel security on what? On imported gas, right? So now the question would arise that we already have a lot of kitchens running on the PNG. The point is that it's not about just PNG. PNG goes into the organized areas kitchens, but larger part of our population is still dependent upon the LPG cylinders and all. So it is inevitable that we can bring PNG in a structured manner to each and every kitchen in the country, right? So and again, what happens is this volatility of the LPG prices, its response, the public response is usually subsidies, right? So subsidies may help households in short term, but they do not reduce our independence or they do not reduce our dependence on imported fuels. So we are subsidizing not our people, we are subsidizing our vulnerability rather than solving it. So by subsidizing the LPG cylinders, we are practically subsidizing the vulnerability. I'll again say that. Thousands of kilometers away, there is a war, shipping disruptions have happened, currency fluctuations have happened. Impact is on us. How? The cooking of Indian households, though the government is doing its best to not let that impact go on to the cooking households, the impact is currently onto the commercial establishments where the commercial cylinders are there. But it is there. It is there. That also means that the piped gas, the PNG, has not reached the commercial establishments as well. They are also dependent upon the commercial LPG cylinders. So when geopolitics starts determining the price of my meal, it shows how fragile is my system. My views might be raw, but that is what I think is the reality. We cannot go away with it. Now the country has done impressive job. Our country has done impressive job in expanding the LPG access. But access and energy security, completely two different things. So we have increased the LPG access, but are we secure? Is our energy secure? No. Distribution has improved, but domestic alternatives have not scaled up, right? So the real question is not just how to manage the LPG prices, but how to reduce India's dependence on importing cooking fuels altogether. My take is very simple onto it. If you just go around Delhi NCR, you see two Kude ke Pahad. We have enormous amount of organic waste, agricultural residue. We are doing a lot to build up those compressed biogas plants in the country. But there is a lot more which has to be done. If even a portion of that is converted into biogas at scale, we could create a decentralized domestic fuel system that reduces pressure on LPG imports. So the key to everything is that we need to bring up those decentralized fuel grids. We went to Gonda district and we saw that a company has built up microgrids based on a combination of solar, biogas, and a last backup of diesel generators to give electricity into those areas where the commercial establishments demand round the clock electricity, stable electricity. If that can be done in a specific district, why cannot that be done across the country? So the key is decentralized domestic fuel systems. microgrids everywhere. That is how we can, in a longer period, address this problem. Now, the LPG crisis we are seeing today is a reminder that India's cooking fuel system is deeply tied with the global markets. It's a fact. While subsidies can provide temporary relief, but the long-term solution lies in building decentralized grids of the domestic energy systems, be that solar, be that biogas, be that anything else. But we firmly believe that biogas can be one of the biggest change maker and can be one of the biggest sources to convert our waste into that domestic independence, domestic fuel independence. I'd like to add a couple of more things into this discussion. Which are my thoughts, that we complain of waste everywhere, and then we complain of gas shortages also, so that we have to import. This contradiction simply tells us that something is wrong in how we, the people of the country, are operating. Expecting everything to be done by the policymaker is okay. But at the end of the day, it is we, the people of the country, who have to fix our own systems first. If you, if I, if Irfan, everybody fixes their own system, their own small system, then collectively it becomes an impact, a larger impact onto the country. And we are certainly doing a lot, but that a lot is too less, right? We have to do more.